And we're back. Another week of the John Elite Show. And my buddy Steve Larcatando's here with me again. Hey, Steve.
How you doing, Johnny? How you making out?
All right, pretty good. Today, I want you to talk a little bit about something that's dear to both of us, a good friend of ours. And unfortunately, he's fighting cancer. And you could tell him about him. He's been on my show plenty of times. And we've been friends since we're kids. And we're going to set up a GoFund for him. And when people see what he looks like after the operation, it's a shame. But he's a fighter, a real fighter. And go ahead, Steve.
It's not the first time he's been down. He was in a car accident where he was supposed to go over to Poland. The plane crashed. He lucked out there. He was in a bad car accident where he had almost 18% of his body burnt. He had to go into a coma for that. He's a fighter. He's unique. But he does everything for anybody else that ever needed anything. When he got divorced from his wife, he gave her everything. He just wanted to start off fresh, give her everything, make sure his daughter was taken care of, and now this happens.
And, well, for people who don't know, he's a fighter, and we didn't say who he was yet, but he also helped Mike Tyson when he was in trouble.
He testified for Mike Tyson.
And he's a legitimate fighter. Tell him who he is.
It's Bobby Czyz, a three-time world champ boxer, was the announcer for Showtime. He did the Tyson Holyfield fight when Tyson had a little munchie and bit off Holyfield's ear. So he's been around. He's also a member of Mensa, the only world champion ever to have that achievement.
And he's also in the Hall of Fame, Italian Hall of Fame of boxers.
And the Polish Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He won the cruiserweight, the super cruiserweight, and the middleweight championships. His record was 44-8 with almost 28 knockouts. They always said that he was a matinee idol because they always said he was white, bright, but can he fight? And he proved all three.
Well, he even fought Holyfield, for the people who don't know. He actually went up in weight and fought Holyfield, which was an incredible feat. And this is towards the end of Bobby's career. But he had one of the best jaws in boxing that I've ever seen. Him, Graziano, was a tough guy. But I think that, you have some guys that can really, they have a jaw that's incredible, and Bobby's one of those guys.
Bobby was old school, toe-to-toe.
Yeah, but he
could take it, and he can
well, they used to joke he was like the black white hope because he could move. He wasn't a standstill fighter, typical robotic fighter, especially back in the day. You got a lot of guys that are light on their feet, and Bobby was actually both. He can punch, he can sit there in front of you. He was like an Antifermo. He would sit in front of you, but he can also box, which made him an incredible fighter. And
Tyson blamed Bobby for losing to Holyfield because Tyson was like, I can beat you, Bobby. You were beating Holyfield, so why train?
Yeah. He's a great human being. He's been a great friend of ours for close to 40 years. I know him since the old Key Club days in Atlantic City. Yeah. And so we've all been tight over the years and been together over the years. And
now he needs our help.
And he needs everybody's help. He had a lot of fans out there, people that contacted me over the years, and I'm hoping everybody will come forward now and go to his GoFund, help him out. There's not a time when we were Mohegan Sun, all of us in Connecticut some years back. I don't remember. I guess it was about 8 years ago, the last time we were there, maybe even 10 years ago. We were all there. And he don't forget people. He stops. He signs autographs with everybody, pictures. He doesn't have that ego attitude. He does the right thing as far as to the community. So I'm hoping the communities give back to him also.
Now, he sometimes forget how famous he was or is. We went to the Disco Ball concert, and after that they had the Arturo Gatti and was it Ward fight, and he didn't want to go because he was embarrassed. We walked in there, everybody started chanting his name. I go, how's that feel? He goes, fuck.
Well, Arturo Gatti was another great fighter, and some jaw also. And we all knew each other, and Arturo's brother, actually, I always say this every time I get on the phone, his brother Joey, some fighter too. People didn't know that, and it's a shame what happened to Arturo in Brazil. And in my opinion, by the way, and it's never going to change, he was killed. It wasn't an accident. Great guy, great fighter. And Bobby, same thing when he went, those Ward fights were great fights. But Bobby didn't have, and he still doesn't have the drive to just be a famous guy. He doesn't care about it.
No, doesn't affect him at all right now.
He didn't care then. He doesn't care now.
He's just a guy from Jersey.
Yeah, he didn't want the notoriety. He's just a gentleman, well-spoken. The guy was going to be a doctor, very educated, had a rough life.
He turned down the scholarship to West Point.
Yeah, a rough life.
Yeah.
You know, for the people that know, his dad took his own life. It's got to take a toll on you. Recently lost a brother a couple of years ago. And also a great fighter.
All three of the boys were good fighters.
Yeah.
The father taught him.
Yeah. So, you know, he had a lot of hard times in his life and overcame them. And he's another one who's, you know, a tribute to anybody that's been in trouble, any kids. He's done some talks with me, and he spoke to people on phones for me that were in trouble. That
he'll be the first one there.
Yeah. So, you know, when you look at people that give back, and he's giving back to the community, to kids, he never denied me when I call him and I said, Bobby, do me a favor, just say hello to somebody. They want to say hello to you. They want to talk to you about, you know, they're a big fan of yours. Or there's somebody that's in trouble, and I give, you know, I call Bobby up and I tell him, give him some words of encouragement. He does. So these are something outside of the ring that he was unique also. He was a gentleman, very friendly. And Jerry Cooney, you know, you were with me at the last fights at Prudential Center. We ran it to Jerry. I did some shows with Jerry Cooney on his radio show, and know Jerry since we're kids. And these guys are gentlemen. Jerry was a gentleman. Bobby and Jerry also very fond of each other. So hopefully people that hear this on their shows, they talk about Bobby also and give a shout out and get him to this GoFundMe.
Bobby needs help right now, and he helped a lot of people.
Well, he was down in South Carolina, right? Where was he?
He was in West Palm Beach.
Yeah, West
Florida.
Palm is where he came on the show with me. And then he went, did he ever go to South Carolina? Or
No, that's where his daughters live.
Yeah, his daughters
in South
live
Carolina.
And now?
Right now he's down there, a great adventure, living with a friend's mother. And that's why we like to help him out
get these treatments.
And he has to travel almost 60 miles to get treatments almost every single day, radiation.
Yeah, and I seen what they did to his face.
Yeah.
All the years boxing is nothing.
Didn't do
like
anything. What happened? You look at that face; it's incredible.
Yeah, and he's such a tough guy. I mean, most people would fold. This guy doesn't know that word. He doesn't know the word fold. He doesn't know the word quit. Just like President Trump says, there's winners because they win and because they don't give up. And Bobby's one of those guys.
Well, that's what made him a 3-time world champ. Also, his drive.
Yeah,
and nothing can beat him.
He's incredible.
And cancer, hopefully, doesn't beat him this time.
He's one of the strongest individuals I've ever seen. I mean, the guy's just naturally strong.
Yeah.
You ever see the calves on him?
Oh, yeah. They're like upside down bowling pins.
Yeah.
Well, that's where all this power came from.
Yeah.
The legs.
Incredible fighter. And you got some great fighters over the years, like I said. And he just had talent and a drive and
you
determination.
We used to go out every so often, and people would come up to him and try to start fights with him. And Bobby could you just leave me alone?
Where was that? Me and Bobby were sitting on a court. Was it Wurlitz's or no, was the other? Was it Wurlitz's?
Or
was it catering hall?
I think it was a catering. Aqua's.
Yeah. When I had to park it for you. Remember the guys came over and they didn't know me and Bobby were sitting on the car? Yeah. And then they realized it was me and Bobby?
Yeah.
They had to change our attitude.
Oh, yeah. And Bobby's like, can you just leave me alone?
Yeah.
He doesn't want the trouble. He doesn't need it.
No, he's a gentleman.
And he knows he would hurt him.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. He didn't. Listen, I always say this, the legitimate tough guys are always the nice guys. And they're the guys that don't have no ego.
Yeah, they don't, like you and Bobby, they don't, you don't have to prove anything.
Yeah.
You know what you can do with your hands.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But then you get some guys with beer muscles and they think they're tough.
Well, I was at Cafe Society. That's when a girl I used to date, Janine, you know Janine. She worked there at the time, and then she was dating Artur at the time, Gaddy. And a guy didn't know who he was. And Artur's not a big guy. He's a little guy.
Yeah.
And the guy wanted to fight him, And Artur was on his way to the bathroom. He looked at me. He's laughing. I says, I think he thinks he can beat you up, right? He started laughing. He goes, but we were joking afterwards.
Yeah.
I told the guy that was trying to fight him, I go, do you know what that is? He goes, no. I said, step away from him. He looks like he's 150 pounds or nothing. I says, he'll knock you all over this place. I says, you'll never wake up. Yeah. He goes, who is he? Then I told him, he goes, oh, I didn't know it was it. Then the attitude changes, but it shouldn't be that way.
No.
You just be a nice guy because you're a nice guy.
Yeah.
But Artur is another guy who's really a nice guy. He liked to drink. He liked to party. He liked to have fun. But he couldn't just he could have hit the kid with a 2-piece, 3-piece and just put him to sleep. He didn't do that. He laughed. No. He looked at me. He goes, Johnny, what's up with this guy?
And I go to some guys when they try starting with Bobby. Can you take a shot from Holyfield? They go, no. Yeah. He can.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah,
and that's when Holyfield was top on his game, and Bobby was at the end of his career. So people don't, that seen that fight. Bobby was the end of his career, and for people who aren't in the fight business to go up in weight like he did, and still have the strength, and Holyfield couldn't put him away. I mean, it's really incredible. And Holyfield was a great fighter. So when you're talking about great fighters, he was, and that's why he's a 3-time champ. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame, and that's why he's still alive. He just has a fight in him. Anyway, everybody, please go to his GoFundMe. Bobby Czyz, look for it. We're going to have it up this week. Comments, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Comment and give some support to Bobby financially, words, encouragement. Pray for him, and God bless all you guys that are watching the show.